So, good evening. We are back again. Usual podcast on a Monday, the Real Talk podcast. Big up to everybody locked in. Everyone's links are pinned. Big up Static for the pinned. Big up to everyone who's liked and shared the video already. We've got loads to get through. Obviously, we're in the next round of the Cup. That draw starts in about 20 minutes, I think. So we'll have that reaction live as it happens. Hopefully we get Macclesfield or someone. Hopefully we dodge Newcastle, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. We don't want any of them. Nice little away trip or home trip, in fact. We have Wrexham at home, that'll do. But yeah, we've got loads to get through. We've got Wolves on Wednesday. And yeah, man, let's get into it. Jezza, happy Monday, mate. How are you, bro? Pin the comments, good. All of the lads' links as well, guys.
Yeah, it's good. Good. We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. First time in like 7 years. You know what I mean? It's 6 years, whatever it is. It's a good game. Totally one-sided. But we expected that, let's be honest. Quite funny, some of the comments I saw on my fan cam I did. Oh, you're never happy, you're a troll. No, what I said was, actually, if you open your ears and actually engage your brain, was that it would be nice that we pushed on and scored 8 goals. Because against a team like that, we should have done. But no, we just turned it off. Yeah, but Jez, you're not happy. You're not happy. I am happy. I'm very happy. We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. I love it. My favourite cup ever. And all I was saying was, why did we switch it off? Why did we turn the light off? Because at the end of the day, we could have gone and actually punished them. But I'm happy. And it's good to be back on the show, boys.
Nice to have you back, mate. DJB, happy Monday, bro. What are you saying? How are you, mate?
All good. Great to be on here again, Lee, and a full panel, which we ain't had for a couple of weeks. So it's always good to have a full panel on this Monday show, one of my best ones. So, yeah, in the 5th round, it's great. It's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling because the FA Cup means a lot to Arsenal Football Club and its fans. We was brought up on the FA Cup being an Arsenal fan. It's one of the competitions we want to go far in. And I think it's one of them competitions that if you do get knocked out, it's a real kind of downer, you know. Although we're in the Carabao Cup final and I'm over the moon with that. And me and Kenny will probably get onto that later on with the ticket saga. But, it's nice to be in the 5th round and the draw's coming up. And you want a home one. You know, no matter who you get, you want to be drawn at home in the 5th round. You don't want to be going away from home. You don't want to be going to places like Wrexham and stuff like that. I've had some fond memories of FA Cup howlers away from home in the past. The performance, I'm sure we'll get into it later on, was a bit free-flowing. It was a training session, really. I'm sure they was pushed harder at training than what they was yesterday, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and they made light work of it. So happy days, my friend. Happy days.
Yeah, nice one. Matty, how are you, mate? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to everybody in the chat and on the panel as well. We are here. Win yesterday. Convincing win yesterday. Quick win yesterday. And free flowing, as DJ just said. And need to see more of that. And I know we'll talk about it. I'm gonna save my part because I know we'll talk about the game. I saw something last night that just, you know, Lee, when we watch our watch alongs and stuff like that, I saw something that made me stand up out of my seat last night when I was watching the replay, and I said, "Ooh, that's what I'm talking about." That. So we'll talk about that when we get to it. So I'm gonna pass the mic to Kenny. It's all yours, brother.
Yeah, happy Monday, Kenny, man. What are you saying?
I'm all good. It's been like a long Monday. Meant to have some workmen around, but he's messed me around, so it's now on Wednesday. Had the kerfuffle of getting into the ballot. Kicked me out twice. Finally got there eventually, you know, and got the email to confirm I'm in the ballot, so I have to find out as soon as possible whether I'll get a ticket or not. I was at the game yesterday, and I thought, you know what? This was everything and Kirat and Marty should have been, you know, a few weeks ago, where it was a bit of a mess. And I noticed something as well, and I said it to you yesterday on the fan cam, and I'm probably going to get to say it. But I'll give you a bit of a preview. I noticed when certain personnel are not playing, the attacking play is more fluid. And then when that certain personnel came on the second half, it became like Carrot and Marty. I'm going to leave it at that until we get to the bones of the match. But I am noticing the first half, I seen that fans did get some enjoyment, but they didn't get enjoyment out the second half, and I could be able to tell you why.
Yeah, well said, mate. Smash these likes up, guys. There's literally 350 in here already, so 150 likes ASAP. And big up to everyone who subbed as well recently. Profiting off another win. We're over 138k now, so bless up. We hit that last night. Who knew? Who knew? 4-0 win. Only get views when we lose. But there we go. Big up to JLux2, becoming a member. Bless up, brother. And big up Chico before we get into the footy. Matty, who are your top 4 teams to win the NCAA tournament and why? That's because UConn, man, unfortunately, will not be there for one of those teams. Would have been playing also Lee Kenny, DJ, bless up, and Jezza as well. Big up to you, Chico. What you say, mate?
GK, I can't tell you that right now because I haven't been watching everybody, but I just know that Arizona will be there and cannot Duke. You got the the usual suspects, but you really won't know until you get past that first 2 rounds of the March Madness. So
there we go. Jezza, start with you, man. Coasted to a 4-0 victory. Some nice goals, some great football, 1-2 touch football, and thoroughly enjoyable in the first half. Second half, I weren't really too bothered because we've got the job done. But what did you make of it, mate?
Yeah, it was a great first half. Let's get it right. Open, free-flowing football, something we love to see at Arsenal. It was almost like watching Wenger ball. Yeah, all the goals were good. We could have gone on and done more, but as you rightly say, the game was done at 4-0 and Wigan had nothing to offer, which I'm not surprised where they are in the League One. Yeah, I mean, they're in a team that's in an absolute shit shape. But yeah, it was a great game. Great first half. Second half disappointing, but I kind of expected it. Why risk anything? The game's over. The ref might as well have blown his whistle at 48 minutes and said, let's go in, lads. It's one of them sort of games, wasn't it? But fair play to Arteta. He changed it up. He put Saka in the middle. And it worked very well, I thought, actually. Will he do it again against Wolves? Probably not. But he made a statement I saw today. It's something I've been wanting to try. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. That's something you've been wanting to try. Why have you done it before then? But yeah, let's be honest, it worked well. I think he'll go back to type. Interesting stuff I'm seeing today, especially about the captain. Didn't get the arm badge yesterday. Interesting. Wonder why. Kenny mentioned it earlier in the group chat. But overall, it's a great win. We're in the 5th round, and in 5 minutes' time, we're going to see who we get. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's move it on. Let's get back to Wembley in the FA Cup. That is massive, 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 absolutely massive to me. And yeah, it was enjoyable. Second half was boring. First half, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, same. DJ, he was obviously at the game. Started quick. Some great football. Some nice level of finishing. Amazing what happens when you speed the tempo up and play 1-2 touch football, isn't it, mate?
It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible. And it's incredible when Eze gets the space and the room to play and the license to sort of get on the ball and make things happen. That's what we bought him for. Unfortunately, we've not been able to do that because he's been stifled in the system. And he'll probably go back to being stifled in the system for the rest of the season. But whilst he was allowed to play, we saw it in abundance. I was impressed with Mosquera again. I know he didn't have a lot to do. I know that, but he looks as if he's going to be a good prospect for Arsenal Football Club. I think he's going to be a real good talent for Arsenal. Norgard again, he don't really do anything wrong. I mean, all the times he's played, he's done a job and he's looked tidy. I don't understand why he's not been used before throughout the season. I don't know why he's not been brought on. I don't know why Declan Rice has played 90 minutes when we're 3-0 up and 4-0 up and cruising games. Why he hasn't taken Declan Rice off to give his legs some rest and put Norgard on. I just don't understand it. But I just want to make the point about Saka in the middle. Let's be honest. If Calafiori hadn't got injured in training, Saka was not going to play in the middle. That was a move by default, and it wasn't necessarily a tactical decision. Saka would not have been anywhere near that football pitch if Calafiori hadn't have got injured. Skelly would have been in midfield, and Madueke would have been on the right. Saka would have been on the bench. He was moved into a centre because he had to make some last-minute changes at last minute, and he wanted to give Madueke more game time. So, for me, going forward, I don't understand when he comes out with why it's something I've been thinking about. Well, you had a chance against PSG to change it all up in the semi-final in the second leg and you didn't do it. You had a chance against Newcastle in the second leg at St James's Park and you didn't do it. You've had numerous amount of chances in league games to change things up. Not only bringing Saka in the middle, but also playing Martinelli through the middle as well. We could have. That's another option that's been left open to him, and he's refused to do. So all these things that he's now trying to come out with is if he's a masterstroke and he's an absolute genius. The point of the matter is, he's now starting to think outside the box because panic settings are setting in. Because come away from the FA Cup, he knows that City are only 4 points behind and breathing down his neck. So now he's got to come out with different solutions and different ways of trying to win games. Something we've been crying about all along. But getting on to yesterday, brilliant first half performance. I thought Norgard stood out for me. Eze stood out for me. The goals were taken really, really well. I could understand it going a bit flat in the second half. The job was done. It's an old quote, bigger fish to fry on Wednesday against Wolves. So they weren't going to go sort of gun-ho in the second half. They were going to save their legs. And all in all, good day's work. Good day's work. Get into the fifth round, and then we'll see who we'll get in the next round. And that's when it really starts. That's when it really starts now. Fifth round onwards is when it really does matter. But yeah, listen, if he's gonna be more adventurous, if he's gonna tactically change things from now on in, then I'm all for it. But we'll wait and see, Lee. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, facts, mate. Absolute facts. Matty, obviously you went with us on the watch along. You had to get paid, man. Getting paid, but obviously you've watched the game back. You're on mute, bro. What did you make of it, bro?
Well, you saw quick, fast, in a hurry. It was goal. And that's the ability that we do have. And you know, I've heard people all weekend say, well, it's Wigan, but you can only play what's in front of you. And when you play that kind of competition, that's what is expected of you. Go ahead and take them to the sword. We know where they were coming into this game. We know who they were coming into that game. And you go ahead and get in and you get the job done and get ready for a massive fixture this week. A couple of highlights here. Number one, when we signed Eze, me, Lee, Jed, I think Jez might have been there. But I know for a fact Kenny, DJB, and Lee were all on the panel, and we said that Eze's position is in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
We were told, well, he's better out left. And then you saw yesterday what happened. One of the best passes we've seen this season. One of the best passes. But that was not the pass that got me out of my seat. The pass that got me out of my seat was the pass that when the ball went back to Norgard, he immediately put it right back up front. No time was hesitated. He didn't look to the right. He didn't look to the left. He didn't go back to the goalkeeper. He didn't go to the fullback. The ball came to him. He immediately put it right back into where it needed to go. Ball went in. Go. That's how you play the game of football. That is the difference when one Martin, Odegaard, and Zubamendi is not on the pitch. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about right there. That's what we've been missing. This is that kind of pass is what the pass that we've been talking about all season long. And I'm with DJ because we're at a point of the season now. We're in a critical point of the season. And I'm here to tell you all, everybody who's watching this on a replay and watching this right now. I talked to Brother Norski today while I was out and about, and we were talking about the upcoming fixtures. And we were going through the fixtures. There is no room. You hear me? No room for error. There's no room. He's going to have to get it right. This manager's going to have to get it right. He's going to have to play people that are informed. He's going to have to play people that can get the job done. I would have hoped that he watched that game yesterday and learned something from that game yesterday. Because JB stated, Odegaard comes in. Every time he comes in, the game is managed well. We have had problems throughout this season when we don't have someone that can manage the game outside of Declan Rice. And it makes it, and that type of a player like Odegaard makes Declan Rice's job a lot easier. A lot easier. And so I'm asking and I'm hoping that this manager takes a look at that, because at some point down the stretch here, we're going to have to call on Odegaard. We're going to have to call on a lot of players because people are still dropping like flies. We told you all Calafiore was injury prone. And what did you see yesterday? Same thing we've seen before. He's not going to be able to put Saka on the right wing because Saka doesn't have it. He's going to have to play him in midfield. He's hanging on for dear life. He's going to have to try to figure out how can he, for all my folks that's from the hood, y'all understand what I'm about to say. I know Norski laughing at it. All my folks that's from the hood, Kenny, you know what I'm talking about. When you want to stretch that juice, you pour a little bit of water in there just to try to get it over just a little bit. We're going to have to stretch out Saka for the end of the year because he's hanging on for dear life. He's hanging on for dear life, whether people want to believe it or not. And his best position right now, whether the manager likes it or not, is he's going to either A, have to start where he played at, where he was at yesterday, or he's going to have to B, come off the bench and play that position. Because we all saw last week when it was against Brentford, we saw what that was like. He's not going to be able to put him out there, have him track back and do all that. Skelly. What did you see from Skelly yesterday? Same thing he's not a left back. These are all things. What you saw yesterday was stuff that we've been telling y'all. And people are going to say, well, it was the lowly Wigan, but still you're seeing the things that we were telling you, that we're telling you all. You play the ball forward, we can finish teams. If you think about it, step back, and you guys know what I'm talking about here. That's almost what the type team that we went out there yesterday with was something similar to what Wenger would have did. And that's the way we would have handled that game back in the day. Just got it over with and moved on. So what we have to do now, gentlemen, is we're going to have to take the momentum from that game yesterday and take that and apply it to Wednesday's game, because Wednesday's game is massive. Massive. Every game for the rest of this season is a cup final. I'll say it again. Every game for the rest of this season is a cup final. We don't have room for error. And Lee has told you all time and time again, draws at this stage of the season will cost you a title. I'm glad we're moving on to the 5th round. I almost forgot what it felt like to be there up under this manager. I mean, it's almost strange to just say we're going to the 5th round to see who we played in the 5th round because we hadn't made it that so long. As Jay stated, I didn't realize it'd been that long to Jay stated. But we're moving on. This is an important cup to all of us. We need to take this serious. We need to move on. Just take this one game at a time as well. We'll see where we're at when we're at towards the end there. I'm not going to go start talking about doubles and quadruples and triples and all that stuff. Let's just take it one game at a time. But I do know that the next game we play in the Premier League is one of the most important games we'll have this season. So hopefully the manager was able to take something from that game yesterday and apply it to the game on Wednesday. We'll see how it goes.
Absolute facts. They're getting ready to do the draw right now. Ali McCoist gets his fucking face everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Did he even ever play in the EFA Cup?
He's like 80s wallpaper, and he's everywhere.
What channel is it on?
TNT. It's on their YouTube channel for free.
Here you go, Lee. I'll put it in the back chat. I mean, I'll leave it. Cheers. I'll put it in the back chat for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you type in TNT on YouTube, it's there. And it might be about 5 seconds behind TV.
We're getting Liverpool away. You watch.
I reckon we'll get West Ham. So me personally, I want a
way.
London derby. I don't care whether it's home or away. Just give us someone in London.
I want Tottenham.
They're not in it.
I know that.
You knew that, Jezza. You knew that.
That's cruel, Jez. That's cruel, man.
Karen Carney gets everywhere as well, doesn't she? Jesus.
Oh, that's
Christ.
another one as well, yeah.
She's
Joe Cole.
there, she's bloody everywhere.
Right.
Miss Connie.
Well, this
Fulham,
Joe Cole's
Fulham,
one.
the first.
Any Aluku's not happy.
Is she ever?
Nope.
She's not picking balls out of a hat.
I'll tell you one thing, right? Ian Wright's gone quiet. He never gone quiet. He ain't, he's letting a pylon happen, isn't he? Righty. Thought he was a good guy.
Mad. Kenny, you was at the game, and about time we had some good football, mate. I'm watching all that dross, slow, boring, methodical football this season. It was nice to actually see a good performance, wasn't it, mate?
I thought it was fantastic. But the reason why, the fact is that the performance was everything Curran and Marty wasn't. Curran and Marty was a mess, where it was stop and start football. And it was a case where there's no free-flowing football. There was no players that play instinctively the way I like my football we played. Like, for instance, you had Eze, Madueke, instinctive players. You had Saka, who's quite instinctive. And you had Gabby Martinelli and Jesus, all players with reasonable amount of pace. So when you do want to play for the Lions, you do want players with pace. And that's why I was so happy with what I was seeing, because I knew that Eze would just look up, and I know that Martinelli will be on one of those chances. I just knew it. I knew that Jesus would be on those chances, and I think that's what happens when you have real pace up top. You can play that kind of enjoyable football. You can play the one instinctive play, because in the second half we brought players on who don't quite have the pace, and we started, rather than pass through the lines, we started to be direct and try to put crosses in, and that just slowed everything down. We still created chances, but I thought the flow of football was a lot better for me, in my opinion, when we had Gabby, Jesus, all those guys playing in the same team. But hey-oh, we won, and as everyone says, it was only angel light. It was only angel light and jelly. It had nothing to do with the real thing, which is the league. Mikel says something really interesting, really, really interesting, where I have a lot of respect for what he said, because what he said that was really, really interesting was that, like me, he feels that it's going to be doubly win every competition, to do the quadruple, because he's seen the injuries. And Calafiori's out. Oh, Arsenal got Mansfield Town away. Arsenal away to Mansfield Town. So
happy days. Fulham have got Port Vale.
Yeah.
Newcastle
away to Mansfield Town. So anyone who wants to save money on their home tickets, you're saving your money, and you can spend all your money.
What a great draw for Mansfield.
Yeah, great draw for Mansfield. But
great draw for us.
Yeah.
Ugly for us though. Horrible.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, back to the the cup. We didn't really. What we really learned is that Norgard should have been playing from day dot. He should have got more games. And other things that we've learned as well is that, give Eze the freedom to play his football, play him, give him some pace to work with, and he's $1 million. However, we have to be realistic and temper down the excitement. We know Wolves and Noah are not going to be like, Wigan. Wigan pathetic. I think Curran and Marty were much better than Wigan. Pathetic. I don't know what possessed them. They normally have about 5 fans, but this time they had about 5,000. And what a spectacle they made for their fans. Great day out. I don't think they got a corner. Did they get a corner, Wigan?
No.
That's for sure. I don't think so.
Yes, it says it all. But the real deal is Wolves and Tottenham. I love the FA Cup. It's the most important competition for me. However, this season it's all about the league. I'm glad that Saka's had a run out. I'm glad that Madueke scored again, keeps his confidence going. I'm glad Jesus, got a goal, and it shows that there's proper competition for places. And I was glad that Gyökeres came on. But what I will say about Gyökeres is not a criticism; it's just a fact. If you want this playing through the line, good football, it's going to be hard to play like that when Gyökeres is in the team, because he hasn't got the pace to get away from his runners, and two, most importantly, his technique's not the best. So that's not doing the guy down, because I've got a lot of respect for the fact that he wanted to come here. But if I'm just being realistic, the football you enjoyed in the first half, it's no coincidence that when he came on, we weren't able to play like that.
No, I hear it. Wrexham got Chelsea, by the way.
Tough.
Away as well at Wrexham.
Woo!
Yeah, that's potential banana skin right there, mate. And West Ham got Macclesfield or Brentford.
Away.
Whoever wins tonight.
Home.
Yeah, it's at home, yeah.
Do you know what? They could go to the cup final, West Ham, and get relegated.
Right, Wigan.
Yeah.
Before, isn't it?
I'll tell you one thing though, and I like a bit of mischief. I wonder how many of our super fans would try and get a ticket for Macclesfield away. Sorry, Mansfield away. I wonder if they do that.
I don't know. I'm wondering how many want to go to the League Cup final, considering that we don't want this shit little energy drink cup. So surely they're going to be there, right?
You know what? I had the same thought. I was wondering how many of them went into the ballot today, and or are they contacting their sponsors to see if they can get a ticket? They're going to contact Betway, William Hill, one of those contacts to get a ticket. I wonder, or maybe they might get a press pass. I know, like the little dweebs at United stand get press passes to matches. I wonder if what's that?
What league are they in? Are they in Div 2?
I think so.
Mansfield.
I think they're in the third tier. I think they're in the third tier.
It's going to be great for them, isn't it? That's their cup final. That's their dream draw, isn't it? You're a team like Mansfield, and you get to the fifth round. You just want a big team at home as a day out.
13th in League One.
Cloughie, Nigel Clough.
Nigel Clough.
Oh, is that who their manager is?
Yeah. Nigel Clough.
Cloughie, mate.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Another thing as well, I think Robin Hood is from that part of the world, Mansfield.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I hope they've got good shin pads, mate, because tackles are a little bit harder than what they are in the Premier League.
Did you see the tackle they did on Trossard yesterday?
Yeah.
That was naughty. But what they did to Gyökeres, that should have been sent off. They chopped him in half. You know what? That was like a guillotine.
That was the same as the Villa goalkeeper the other day.
Yeah, jeez, you would have set him off, wouldn't you? You would have set the Wigan player off for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cracking draw, mate. I swear, that's a sick draw. That's quarterfinals all day long. No disrespect to Mansfield, but if we get knocked out there, leave the fucker in Mansfield.
Hey, what about Newcastle, Man City?
Home and tell them to walk home.
What about Newcastle, Man City? That's a humdinger, isn't it?
Mate, they would have played Newcastle 4 times this season. They've had them in both cups now, haven't they?
Works out like that, doesn't it? It's happened to Arsenal in the past.
Yeah, Liverpool all over
Arsenal, wasn't it? Where we end up playing a team 4 times in a league. In a year. You know what I mean? But the thing is, Mansfield Town, never been there myself, but I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, easy draw, easy draw." Let's not forget York City. What happened up there with Arsenal? Let's not forget Wrexham. What happened up there?
You talking about Keith Hatching?
Huh?
Keith Hatching, 985, last minute.
Yeah.
What
I mean? We're not going to be playing on a manicured pitch. I'm sorry to tell you, but
cold showers, toilets that don't flush.
Sutton United,
Ghetto blasters. Remember
that one, 4th round? Yeah. Sutton United a few years ago.
What
Yeah.
about Oldham Athletic on the drastic plastic? That was the first
Yeah.
team ever to have the plastic pitch.
Yeah.
I was at
Wrexham,
Oldham when we got knocked out against them.
Wrexham, the racecourse ground. Remember that
Yeah.
one?
And Mansfield's pitch is not as bad as I thought it'd be. Just Googled it. It's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be. But obviously, it ain't the Emirates, but
Oh, Cluffy, I look forward to that.
it's not actually too bad. The stadium's quite nice, actually.
You'd take that, wouldn't you? Mansfield away. Wow. I'd
all
sooner
day
at
long.
home. I'd sooner have them at home, but you take that. 100%.
Yeah, it's not a million miles away, though, is it, from London? It's not like we've got to go all the way up to fucking
No.
Sunderland
Yeah,
away.
Can
you know what I mean?
you imagine a
Have
quarter
we ever
final?
played him in the cup before? Mansfield Town. Have we ever played him in the cup? I'm looking.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Not
I
sure.
know it's presumptuous, but don't you think the gods have been kind to us this year in terms of
Oh,
like
yeah.
we
Oh,
had
yeah.
in the League Cup
Yeah.
and the fixtures we're having in the FA Cup, where we basically, and I say it without any hint of arrogance, they're all give me's.
Yeah, we've got buys, really.
Wigan was a give me, Portsmouth was a give me, and this is a give me.
Yeah.
To the extent that
Mm.
the real competition starts for us in the sixth round, because you have to assume that Liverpool are going to get through, Chelsea will get through. You will think Fulham might be a bit of a nuisance, and Brentford will beat West Ham because
Well, you'd think so. You'd think so.
You'd
It's
think
a
so.
tough
But-
draw.
But it's going to be tough draws. You know what I mean?
Leeds are at home.
We have
Leeds
never
as
played. We've never played Mansfield in the League Cup. However, we have played them once in the FA Cup.
What year?
Won 2-0.
What year?
Jez was probably there.
Oh shit, you crazy. 1929.
He was there, Jezza. Come on, you was waving your scarf. He was there, mate. You probably got a program for that somewhere, Jezza.
I don't remember that, mate. I'm sorry. I don't remember that.
Yeah, 1929. We won 2-0.
But
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Can you imagine a quarter final? Say quarter final at either Stamford Bridge, because we played that before. 5 times we played Chelsea, or quarter final at Ellen Road. I know a few Arsenal fans want a bit of that Ellen Road away.
Yeah, that's a good draw, man. That is a very good draw. That'd be
I'm
that'd be
taking
light
that
work.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, there's something we're probably going to discuss, but we need to get T-shirts printed to say, or maybe do a search party, because has anyone seen Martin Odegaard recently?
Yeah, it's time of the month. I think he had period pain and cramps. You know when he was on the floor holding his private area after he kicked somebody in the midriff. Yeah, I think his tampon fell out, mate. So we haven't seen him since. Funny enough. Rest up, mate. You know, it must be quite painful. Anyways, big up to Rambier, because this links in perfectly. Big up for the super chat. Odegaard linked to Man United. Great news. Get him out. I'll be honest with you, Rambier, and then we'll go around the panel. It's a load of bollocks. These journalists sit there, they go scouring through social media.
Yeah, I love it for it.
Oh, yeah, look, Martin Odegaard, everyone's on his case online. Let's make up a story and get them all fucking buzzing. Yeah, load of bollocks. No way in a million years to Man United want him. Yeah, he'll end up at fucking Hoffenheim or somewhere. He's rubbish. But I don't know what you guys think.
Swansea City.
Just to let you know, David Jack and Howard Peel scored the goals in that game.
Okay, no. Go on, Jez.
Their name, David Jack.
Go on, Jez.
David Jack.
What do you make of this Odegaard situation? Because I think it's more than just his performances. I reckon they might have had a bit of a fallout, because I didn't even notice the other day that when he was on the pitch, I didn't even notice that he didn't have the armband on.
I did.
When he played the other week. When was that? That was midweek,
Brentford.
wasn't it? Brentford, yeah. I didn't even notice that he didn't have the armband when he was on the pitch.
Well,
Which is weird, because normally when the captain comes on, you give it to the captain, didn't you?
I have to admit, from my vantage point, oh God,
That's a fine.
England.
Yeah.
It's the Mansfield fan phoning him.
No, it's our good mate Lawrence. So I'm going to message him just now to say that I'm on a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to say on a podcast. So 2 seconds. Let me just do it now. I know he's watching.
I personally think Odegaard, there's something gone on there because you know, I think it runs a lot deeper. But let's be honest, what really gets me now is how long have we been saying about Odegaard and captain and Odegaard the player and Odegaard ain't this and Odegaard's not doing this and he's not good enough. And yet we've been sort of absolutely pulled all over the place by saying, oh, you know, I think he's brilliant. He had that great season. I think he's a must. We need our squad depth. We need this. We need that. Now they can't wait to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's like it's gone full circle. I think Odegaard is in a long line of players that we need to consider moving on in the summer, to be honest, to strengthen this team. Odegaard's at the forefront because obviously he's a captain at Arsenal, so he's going to stand out more than the others if he's dipped in form. And I think I'm not protecting him, and rightly so, because he has been out of form. But because he's the captain, it's taken all the shine away from the likes of Saka that's not had a good season. You can't really judge him on that game against Wigan. He needs to pull his finger out as well because he's another one that, you know, he's not doing what he should be doing. So for me, Odegaard is one of them players that if we can move him on, it's a shame we couldn't move him on in January, to be honest, because if someone had come in and said 50 million, 60 million for Odegaard in January, I think he would have been gone. I really think he would have definitely been gone. And I don't think that would have been the control of Saka. I think Berta would have got involved there and gone, look, you know, it's time to move the captain on. But I think he's one of many that's going to be in the firing line to be up for sale. Because the point of the matter is, if we do win silverware this season, and it's the silverware we all really want, then we're going to need to make sure that we're prepared next season, because the teams coming up the fast lane will be prepared next season. Liverpool Football Club won't have a season like they've had this season.
No, that's all.
Man United will strengthen. Aston Villa will still be kind of doing their business and getting players and stuff like that. Newcastle will probably sign a few players from somewhere. Chelsea will be stronger. Man City will keep being Man City. So we've got an opportunity now to look at this season and go, right, the players that have served us well. They're coming to pass their sell-by date now. Let's get them gone while we can still get money for them, because otherwise we're going to see them go on a free. Once again, Oxlade-Chamberlain will be our best ever exit from the football club. And we need to be in a position where we can cash in on some of these players. And it might not be the fans' wants, some of the fans, when you're selling the likes of Trossard and Martinelli and Odegaard and players like this that they've got attached to. But the fact of the matter is, if we don't sell players, we're going to miss the boat on getting players in the door, because they will then go to the likes of Man United, Manchester City and Liverpool like that. So, you know, if we sort of stand by and just go, no, we're not selling Martinelli, we're not selling this one, we're not selling that one, and then in a season's time they're not doing what's required, then we're letting them go for free. And in the meantime, other players are for sale and we've not been able to buy them, then we're standing still, and we can't be in a position to do that. So for me, Odegaard has definitely got to be sold for whatever reason. He's got to go. He's not good enough, really. He's definitely not good enough as a captain. But then again, I'm gonna go towards Arteta on that as well, because your job as a coach is to make these players better. Your job as a coach is to identify if these players are going stale. Your job as a coach is to identify if it needs to be changed. And Odegaard's not really been changed. He's been used in the same position. He done it with Saka yesterday, albeit against Wigan. But, you know, and this is what he needs to do. Unfortunately, too many players have dipped out of form under this manager. And Odegaard's just one of many. Saka's another one. Martinelli's another one. Jesus has really not done anything since he's been at the football club, in my eyes. And then you've got to look at Gyökeres. Gyökeres cannot be this underperforming or hit and miss in half a season. And if it continues, you've got to look at you've then got to start looking at the manager and not the player. So for me, guys, if we can get rid of about 4 or 5 players in the summer, definitely Odegaard's in with that list.
I think we need to get rid of more than 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm being generous there.
I think I think Kepa's not a bad number 2. I don't rate him, but he's not a bad number 2. However, if we can get an upgrade on Raya, go and buy him, because I don't think he's world class. He's a good goalkeeper. Yeah, but at the same time, there's better. I mean, look at the difference between him and Donnarumma. Like, it's night and day. Yeah, I'm not saying, listen, there's not many Donnarummas out there. I hear it. Yeah, if we can go and find the top goalkeeper, I mean, Barcelona's goalkeeper had a bit of a mare for the own goal the other night. Yeah, he let it roll under his foot and it went straight in. That's probably the only fuck up he's had all season. Yeah, how many times do we see our goalkeeper making silly little errors? And maybe that's the way we play. I don't know, because Barca play completely different. Yeah, maybe it's down to the way we play. But Raya, if we could find an upgrade on Raya, I'd do that. Yeah, Ben White's finished. Yeah, all the injuries have killed him off. Yeah, Skelly, I don't think it's good enough. Yeah, especially at left back. We haven't seen him. I was really looking forward to seeing him in midfield the other day. But, obviously, Calafiori, I'd been him as well. Everyone was moaning about Tierney being injury prone. Well, what the fuck's this guy then? Because he ain't an underwear waddle that runs around like a fucking wild horse with all of his tattoos out. Yeah, and what are we doing here? Yeah, Zinchenko, he's now out for 7 months, by the way. Yeah, he got injured. I think it was his first or second game for Ajax. He got injured and he's out for 7 months. Yeah, but don't worry, he was integral. Yeah, he's obviously gone. Jesus needs to go. Yeah, 29 I'd been. Yeah, I'd get rid of him. Yeah, I feel like Martinelli or Trossard, one of either or maybe both, need to go. Yeah, Madueke ain't good enough.
Wholesale changes.
Yeah, and then when you look at the bench, like Norgard, sensible signing. Yeah, all right, mate. Well, how comes he's only playing in the cups? Like, if Declan or Zubi get injured, he's going to be the mainstay. Yeah, for the next 3 months or 4 months if it's a big injury for one of them. Now you're coming in. It's all well and good playing in Europe or in the cup competitions, but now you're coming in against Premier League, which everyone keeps telling me is more physical, best league in the world, and he's played about 40 minutes all season. He has been good when he's played, though. I'll be real. Yeah, but is he any better than Jorginho? Yeah, who we let go when we're paying 16 million for this guy plus 65 grand a week? We could have just gave Jorginho a 1-year extension. And it would have saved us money. So that's a decision I think is a bit sus. Yeah, but listen, he ain't been bad when he's playing. So maybe keep him for now. But I look at some of our players. Odegaard's got to be the first one out of this club, mate. Yeah, he is fucking awful. Yeah, and I've been calling him out since he got here. And now it's fashionable. Everyone's jumped on it, which is why these stories are coming out in media.
The thing with Martin is that he was actually worse last season.
Yeah.
The problem is that the reason why people are calling for him to leave, to be sold, and that's even his fans, is because he hadn't got back to their height, to those heights of 23, 24. And basically, we don't think it's ever going to happen for him.
The manager said it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. That's the thing.
The manager said it was an anomaly that all 3 of them scored that many goals. His words.
Yeah. So if that's the anomaly, if that's the thing, then either all 3 or 2 out of 3 or 1 of the 3's got to go. Because at the end of the day, if you basically said you've taken them as far as you can go. When a manager says that, where he's basically saying, I don't really rate you guys, it was a bit of a purple patch, but your actual level is not actually as high as we made out. I mean, the guys who say Saka is world class, there's bandwagon, they're going to not be very pleased with Mikel Arteta when he's saying it was an anomaly that all those 3 of those got goals. I'm sure the people that looked at me as though, gave me that kind of old Palmer look, out of different stripes. What are you talking about, Willis? That kind of look. When I said,
that was quality, man.
Do you remember different stripes, Arnold Palmer? Gary Coleman in that little look.
Quality, man.
When he used to say, "What are you talking about, Willis?" yeah, that kind of look whenever I said Saka's not world class. Well, maybe the manager was talking about him. I'm sure he wasn't. But the fact with Martin is that no one's ever going to know what's going on until he leaves the club and then one of them talks. But one thing we do know is that the manager can sleep well knowing he's not in the side. He doesn't. It's not like 2 seasons ago that if Martin Odegaard wasn't playing, the manager would lose a bit of sleep.
It's the same with Saka, though, Kenny. Saka played well in that first half, I thought. Yeah, but I don't think he was outstanding. No. But the one thing I will say is that was one of his better performances. But the bar's been on the floor for fucking ages, nearly a year. So it looks different. And this is the problem with a lot of our fans within the fan base. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Saka looks amazing in the 10. We should play him in the 10. No, it just looks different. And the level of opposition we're playing are fucking wank. Yeah. Play him in the 10 against Bayern Munich. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's all well and good. And this is why you have to pick certain games to play these players in these format in different positions there. Very interesting thing I just want to bring up as well. I've just found something out on there which is fucking mad. Arsenal have conceded 38.7% of goals conceded, against us from set pieces this season. The highest of any club in the league. Where's the set piece coach? Because it's all well and good putting that fucking geezer's face on my TV every time we get a set piece.
I mean, what did I tell you?
What about when we're conceding down the other end? The highest in the league. That's mad.
What did I tell you the other day? I said nobody mentions about when we have to defend set pieces because we're in chaos. And Brentford, that's what Brentford exposed. That Brentford knew that. So what did they do? They said we're gonna do the exact same thing that they do, and we're gonna do it a step better.
Well, the thing about it is English football. Set pieces have always been English football is synonymous. Set pieces is synonymous with English football anyway. So it's one of those things where English teams are a lot of their goals are going to be scored from set pieces because this is what we do in England. But I think with Arsenal, no one wants to talk about the defensive side because everyone's all about attack. Arsenal doing something really unique. No, we're not. We don't do anything unique. Well, I'm sure 35 years ago when we were seeing Brian Mould, take a corner, Bowl would flick it on, and Tony Adams would score the header. And then 2 years later, it was Limpard doing it and Merson doing it, and the same thing. There's nothing unique about set pieces, but it's because it's a new sexy. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Arsenal great at set pieces." But it's funny that they don't say anything when certain players ain't playing. When Gabriel's not in, they don't want to talk about set pieces no more. And that's the thing. Our set pieces only look $1 million if Saka's take the corner or Madueke's take the corners or Rice has taken the corners. You take those 4 people out of the team, our set pieces would just run of the mill.
Yeah, do you know what I thought was weird at the weekend as well, yesterday? Where every time we were getting a corner, because Declan weren't on the pitch, we were taking them short. I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? You've got everyone sent up there. Yeah, and again, that comes back to the fact that Rice weren't on the pitch. Yeah, and Gabby weren't playing. So as soon as you take them 2 out the team, mate, all of a sudden, we won't throw the ball in the box. We'll just play them short.
Yeah. It's about trust, Lee, isn't it? This is what I'm saying. When certain players are not in the team, the trust and the confidence levels drop. And getting back to Saka playing in the 10, I've said this before. You can only play Saka in the 10 if you've got a baller or playing right wing. You can't play Saka in the 10 and have Madueke permanently on the right wing because Madueke ain't good enough. Let's be real. All right, he took his goal well yesterday, scored against Brentford. Give him that. But other than that, come on, he's not a footballer.
Yeah, his last 2 goals were quality, to be fair.
Let's be honest, right?
He's inconsistent, DJ.
He's got no end product. He don't know whether to cross it. He don't know whether to cut it back. He don't know whether, and he's caught in 2 minds. When a defender all you got to do with Madueke is stand him up.
Yeah.
Stop his run and stand him up. Once he starts to think, when he's in that thinking mode, he's done. Because he don't know whether to cut inside, he don't know whether to go on the outside, he don't know whether... There's nothing instinctive about Madueke. He gets to think about everything. You can't have a player like that going forward because it's all right people saying, oh, yeah, we're going to play Saka, we're going to try Saka in the 10. Well, hang on a minute. Who's playing right wing? Because Madueke ain't good enough when it comes to the nitty gritty part of winning trophies. You've got to have an absolute baller playing on the right wing to allow Saka to play in the 10. And you know what I mean? That won't work.
We might have a baller though, because obviously I think he's a kid, and I still think he should be like, doing his coursework for the English literature and to
Downman's the one, but you don't trust him, Kenny. You won't trust him.
Well, he's injured. He's only come back to fitness, so it's going to be a long. Who knows? Depends how if he's really as good as we all think, then he'll get games anyway. It doesn't matter.
I'm not so sure, Kenny. I'll tell you why. Right, me personally, I think he's the most technically gifted player we have, which is mad considering he's only 16. Yeah, he's got better footballing brain and IQ. Yeah, his dribbling is just a joke.
Yeah, but
we see him in pre-season. We see him against Leeds. Say again.
What happens when he plays relegation? Because we've seen a lot of players. Let's just, if we go back, like say 25 years, 25, 26 years. If you're from the North London area and you're from Islington and Camden area, the name that kept on hitting us was Joe Cole. Joey Cole, but obviously his real name's Joe Cole. All we heard about, Joey Cole. My next door neighbour, he said he was Joey Cole's cousin. My cousin Joey Cole, he's this, he's that, he's an ex-Gazza. And then I couldn't wait to see him. Within 4 years, all that ability was coached out of him.
Yeah.
Even at England, even for England, in order for him to get all those caps for England and all those trophies at Chelsea, he was not the Joey Cole that was donning it up in Islington and Camden. Now, this guy here, we're talking about Dowman, unless he gets a coach who will look at him the way Guardiola looked at Sterling and said, right, you're my man, because he did, regardless of what you think about Sterling, Guardiola took one look at Sterling and said, right, that's my man. Unless someone does it at Max Diamond, or unless his manager does it at Matt Diamond, I promise you, in 4 years' time, you're going to forget all the things you saw in pre-season.
But this is the thing. Pre-season, when we played Newcastle, he absolutely fucking destroyed Joe Linton. They came off the bench and absolutely run rings around him. And Joe, listen, people say it's only pre-season. It's like a 16-year-old boy against a fully grown fucking Premier League midfielder who is a blatant bully in this league. He was just kicked lumps out. He couldn't get near him. Yeah, he gave a penalty away. Yeah, mate, we say this all the time. When we sit there and we do roundups and all that of the goals and all that, when the player just got that little jink, like Lamine Yamal, they just drop body feint. He's got that, and then he's got that 5-yard burst to get away as well. Left foot, right foot. When he came on against Leeds, what did he do, mate? When he came on against Leeds, first thing he done, got the ball and got that fullback booked in seconds of being on the pitch. Now that fullback can't fucking go near him. Now he can go left and right. Wakey don't do that. It'll take the player on, stop, and then take him on again, give it away.
I hear all that, Lee, and I agree with everything you said. But Arteta's still the manager of this football club.
Which is why he ain't getting a game, mate.
Until that, I told someone last week, I don't even want to see him a play up on his manager. I don't want to see any. Look at the hell Eze yesterday and Eze in the league.
Yeah.
Now, how is that the same player that's played in the league? Now, folks are gonna say, that's Wigan, he's playing. The technical ability is there, but we're not going to get that showcase because the manager has a certain way that he wants to play. And I wanted to say this too about Odegaard. I think there's a locker room issue there with Odegaard as well. A lot of these players looked at Odegaard this year, and if these games, these draws, and these losses, and they're looking over there, he's the captain of the football club. Lee, I don't know how many times we talked about when they're coming out of the tunnel or they're on the pitch. Declan's the one doing the point. What you do, and then Odegaard's just standing there, Go back to last season. Odegaard wanted me to cross the ball. I was told to cross the ball. I said,
for the Declan free kicks against Real Madrid.
Yep.
Yeah, Saka said, fuck it, just hit it. If you think you can score it, hit it. Odegaard wanted him to cross that. So did the set piece coach, by the way.
Odegaard's not passing the ball. We see the Victor. We've seen that. We saw it last week again too. He's not. People take notice to this stuff, and I can tell you,
Declan saying for fuck's sake every fucking time.
Yep. Men are men, regardless of the fact. And when a man knows another person, I use the analogy.
Ben White telling Madueke cross the fucking ball for Jokeris.
if me and DJ is carrying the sofa down the stairs, and we look up and you coming down with a lamppost, and then you ask us, "Is everything all right?"
Yeah, we're coming down with the clock radio.
Yeah, do the clock and the radio. And we're gonna have something to say, and that's just what a lot of these players in the team, because regardless of what people want to say, they have enough common sense to know that this season is critical. They know this is it. This has got to be the season to win. Yeah. This is it. They know it. We don't have to tell them. They know it, and it's going to require everybody to do their fair share of lifting. But when you got somebody like Odegaard who is not providing anything, especially now, it's one thing for him to get thrown in early in the season, but for him to get thrown in now and you drop points, people are going to start taking notice, and they're going to have something to say about that. And I guarantee you that's a percentage of why we're not seeing this. Because he knows if Odegaard gets back out there and screws it up again, he'll probably lose the locker room over that stupidity. This is why you're starting to hear these rumors about him getting, going elsewhere, wherever he's going. But there's a lot going on there with that Odegaard situation and what people are leading on. And he's going to protect this player now, regardless of what we say about Odegaard. That's his man. So he's going to protect him by any means necessary. And he will find him he's going to try to find him a decent club to go to. He's going to try to make sure he does what he needs to do to get him out of here, in fact the rumors are true. But for me personally, I don't want to see him back in the team, because I've told you, if he's on that pitch and he starts a game for us, it's drop points or a loss. And I told you all earlier, we don't have time for that going forward here, because every game is a must win. By the time we play City, we better have some points on the board. They was talking about points on the board years ago, fella. Points on the board. We better have some points on the board.
Games in hand.
Yeah, all that. Do you remember that? Yeah, we better have, because if we don't have, I'm telling you now, if we go to that City game and it's 3 points, it's going to be.
Go to that City game and it's 6 points. Yeah, we can bury them, or they're right back in it, and then we're fucked.
Yep.
That cup final is the biggest game of the season.
Hey, I politely disagree with you. I don't think he will defend him. And the reason I say that is, once you piss Arteta off, and I think he has pissed Arteta off, right? Something's gone badly wrong there. I mean, you know what Arteta does? Once you piss him off, you're gone.
Yeah,
he might have been his favourite man, but right now I don't think he is.
Well, that's factual. Look. Remember, Pierre-Emerick was the captain. Pierre-Emerick inadvertently won in the FA Cup. Within 18 months of him winning the FA Cup, obviously I've told you guys off camera what's happened. And I think there's a line you can't cross. You can't do that to your manager. But then again, family's family, and your mum's your mum. And I suppose if anyone treated our mums like that, some of our mums ain't with us, but if anyone treated our mums like that, maybe we probably react the same way. But the fact is, Jez, I agree with Jez. That's your captain, who's probably, in your eyes, contributing more to this football club in terms of winning trophies than Martin has. But he got rid of him. And then an up-and-coming player in Guendouzi. And then you've got the most expensive player at the time we ever had in terms of Ozil. Our highest paid player. Something's happened in pre-season. Everyone would say, the club asked him to do it. No. Between the last game of the season against West Ham, the last game before lockdown in West Ham, and then in June when we played Man City in lockdown in front of empty crowds, something happened in those 2 months between Arteta and Ozil. We will never know, but I'm not buying the crap that they got rid of Ozil because of his stance on the Uyghur Muslims in China. Don't be so stupid with your agendas. Agendas. Football's football. We're all men and love our football. We don't let things like that get in the way of football. Something happened between Mikel Arteta and Mesut. From Mesut not to be in any part of the squads, and then the FA Cup final. You can go to Turkey if you want. You can go on holiday if you want. He wasn't even part of the party.
No, he done it with Ramsdale as well.
Yeah. Ramsdale was one of the ones that threw everybody through the top gooners for a loop, because we were telling them, hey man, he's not good enough. They're no.
Yeah.
And Reyes shows up. We say, well, that's the next goalkeeper. Oh, y'all are crazy. Y'all old men are crazy.
Yeah.
But they're doing the same with Eze. Yeah, there's a mural painted outside the ground for this fucking player that never kicked ball for us before, apart from youth setup. Comes back, they made a big song and dance about it. Yeah, let it all work out. He's back home. Work out. All this crap. He scores that trick against Tottenham. Barely plays since. When he does play, he's been shit. Yeah, had a great performance at the weekend.
Lee, sorry to interrupt. I think there's also something else behind the scenes here, right? If you've watched Declan Rice in the last few games he's played, he's acted like a captain. When the camera has focused in on him, he's directing people what to do. Bit like how we used to have proper captains, which I've never ever seen Odegaard do. And I wouldn't be at all. We've also seen players coming off like that. Fucking shit. Always shit.
Well, Declan did it against Brentford the other day. He put his top over his mouth like that.
Disgusting, wasn't
last time. Yeah, and who was he talking to? Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
He was like that.
And the only thing I can read when he took it down, Lee, he said anymore. So I don't know what he was saying, but he said anymore.
Yeah. I think the players are fucked off of him.
Can I just say another thing though?
Yeah, go on.
We've always been told it's the players that have picked the captain.
Yep.
Arteta came out when the pressure was on him. Why is Odegaard captain? Because of the Tony Adams thing that he said. He said the player's choice was Martin Odegaard, not my choice. Now, as the players now decided, have they all got together and gone, well, actually, we picked Martin as our captain. We now don't want him as captain. We now want Declan Rice as captain. And Martin Odegaard has thrown his dummy out the pram and gone, hang on a minute. That's a bit of a U-turn halfway through the season. Yeah. So this might not have anything to do with a manager, because as far as we're concerned, well, not as far as we're concerned, the facts that we know, because the manager came out and said so, it's down to the players who they wanted as captain. They all took a vote and they all picked Martin Odegaard. Have they now all taken a vote and now gone, well, we actually don't want Martin Odegaard now?
How do we know that, DJ? Sorry.
Well, we don't know for 100% sure, but we can only go on the facts that.
That's what Arteta said.
Yeah, I know, Jez, but we can only if we take it that the players have picked the captain. Are we in a position now where the players have unpicked the captain, if you like, and gone, actually, we want Declan Rice as captain? So, look, at the end of the day, he's not a captain of Arsenal Football Club. He should never have been made captain in the first place, whether the players picked him, whether the ball boys picked him, whether the tea lady picked him. I don't care who picked him. He should never have been captain. He should never have been captain of the football club, right? Never. We all know that. Gabriel should have been captain at his football club because he was there before Declan Rice, even though I think Declan Rice is a true leader. I think Gabriel should have been captain of the football club. So if he's now got the hint that he's no longer going to be captain, he might be in a position now where he's probably thinking, well, look, if my captain's gone from me, I'm not flavour of the month. Perhaps it's time to move on. And perhaps he's gone to the board and said, look, if the opportunity comes along at the end of the season, I'd like to move on. And I think that's what's happened. I think Odegaard's made it clear that he doesn't want to be any part of the football club anymore.
Well,
and that's
understandable, though. It's
understandable. But if you're going to do that, Kenny, this is what I'm trying to say. We all know what Eze's capable of, but let's be honest, we haven't really seen it on a consistent basis. So if you're going to lose Odegaard, then make sure that Eze steps up to the plate. Because if Eze don't step up to the plate,
buy another number 10.
If Eze don't step up the plate, because you've already let one number 10 go on loan to Marseille, right? If Eze don't step up to the plate and Odegaard spat his dummy out for whatever reason he's asking for a transfer at the end of the season, we are now going to the remainder of these games with no number 10. So I'm all for Odegaard not playing. I don't rate him. I don't want him as captain. I don't want him in the team. But Eze, you now need to step up. You now need to show us what you can do in this football.
I'm glad you said that.
And if that means poking two fingers up to Arteta and saying, sorry, I'm not going to play your system. This is what I do. This is what I'm all about. Then so be it. But something has to move in order for Arsenal to get results.
Yeah, well, the problem, Eze's the main because Kai's has had another setback. Marino's out for the season. So it's, to be honest, Eze's the man. But the thing in terms of Martin Odegaard, I've got nothing against the guy, but one thing I will say is that Mikel's not the first coach of Arsenal or head coach or manager, what you want to call him, who actually said that the captain was picked by player committee. Because Unai Emery said that Jacques was picked by a player committee. So is Unai lying? Who's lying? Are they both liars, or that's the way football is nowadays? But I think in terms of Martin, look, we're one of the biggest clubs in England and in Europe, and the honour of being Arsenal captain. If your teammates are trying to take it off you, and remember this is speculation. There's no proof whatsoever. We're just trying to, find out what's going on because something is going on. Then I can understand the anger and them thinking, I can't be having this because you can't give something like that and then take it away. But it does happen in football. Phil Thompson, Graham Souness, 81-82 season, during the championship run, Phil Thompson was in the Liverpool captain. Liverpool going through a really bad stretch in the 81-82 season. Boxing Day lost to Man City, 10th in the table. Graham Souness gets the captaincy. They go and win the league that season. That happens in football. Tyrone Mings, lost the captaincy publicly to McGinn. Gerrard did it to him about 4 years ago. So it happens.
Well, Tony Adams lost it to Alan Shearer for England.
Yeah. Gerrard, and the reason was just pathetic because he thought he would get more penalties or something. Pathetic. But David Platt, during the Euro 96 tournament, lost the captaincy to Tony Adams. It happens. But it's how you react.
Let's not forget as well. When we played PSG first leg last season, it was Declan that was gripping up Thomas Partey and telling him what the fuck he got a yellow card. You're now at the second leg, you prat.
Yeah.
Weren't Odegaard? When we've seen Declan squaring up with Van Dijk this season, Odegaard was hiding behind the ref. Yeah, that was this season. This was a couple of weeks back. He's hiding behind the ref when we played him at the Emirates. Yeah, Declan's having a right go at Van Dijk. Yeah, and our captain just walks up and stands next to the ref. He ain't a captain, mate. And I don't care if he's good around the dressing room. So is Gunnosaurus, mate. Yeah, let's just be real with it. Yeah, he don't lead by example. Yeah, how many times does this guy hide in games, mate? We see it all the time. You lads see it all the time. The chat see it all the time.
Yeah. The question you have to ask, when you look over at Martin Odegaard, did that inspire you?
Nope.
That the only thing that inspires me to do is go to the bathroom.
No, but he upped the tempo apparently against Brentford. No, he didn't. The tempo in that first half was at an all-time low anyway. So it was only going to ever go a little bit higher. And all he does, mate, you all see it, guys. Everyone watching this will know exactly. He just waves his arms around when he's running, so it looks like he's running really quick.
Let's go back to Carrot. Let's go back to Carrot. What did Victor say? Victor said we were doing great the first half. Then
Thanks.
I mean, second half. That wasn't just he wasn't just talking to just be talking. Now he said that's what he specifically said. This was a lot of times people speaking code. You have to listen. He said the second half. I don't know what happened. Everything slowed down.
Yep, and that was because the captain came on.
Do you reckon there's friction there, Matty?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Do you reckon Gorkarez has stepped up in training and gone, look, hang on a minute, you're meant to be our creative player here, and I'm not. This ain't that. Do you remember what I said to you on a stream? I can't remember. I said, but there will be a fallout somewhere along the line on the training pitch.
Yep.
Do you remember when I said that? I thought it'd be Gorkarez. But I said something's going to give. There'll be a fallout within this football club. It's now looking like it's Odegaard.
Isn't that good though? Isn't that a good thing?
It's great. It's great.
Isn't it great? Isn't it a great thing?
This team needs that.
One thing we can't get carried away with. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's captain because Arteta is bigger than everyone, and what Arteta says goes. He won't let the captain express himself. If Declan Rice starts getting above his station as captain, this manager is the sort of guy that will just push him back into his place, and then Declan Rice will start playing up and everything.
Well, you
else.
saw that
So
last week too. You saw that last week too.
This is the problem. You've got to watch. He doesn't let players express themselves, and he don't let captains be.
Well, that's why Mikel's not going to be here this length for time that Arsene Wenger is here and Sir Alex. If players have that much power, and the job is like 24/7 with social media and training situations, having to plan pre-season, you're being consulted about that. You've got Berta there, who everyone loves for some reason. But I think the press. I think in Mikel Arteta, this could be Mikel Arteta's last season at Arsenal.
Yeah,
where he wins a title or not.
Yeah,
I don't think mentally he'll have anything left. And you can clip me up that if you want, because I don't care. I'll go back to my job tomorrow morning, and I'm going to be bossing people around. I don't want to be a star TikTok.
Players go turn on Kenny.
If you want to beat me up, this is my opinion. Come on, then. I'm a big hard man from Finsbury Park. Legs that are bigger than your old body. So if you want to have a go. But I think this is going to be Mikel Arteta.
Where's he going? Man United. Do you reckon Arteta will go at Man United instead of Carrick?
I said it on this. I said it last season. I said it before. Don't be surprised that if Pep Guardiola leaves Man City, that Man City's first approach would be to come to N5 and approach Mikel Arteta.
Never in a million years. Never in a million years, mate.
As I said before, Lee, you can clip me up because I don't care. Because I don't have. If he gets, I don't have it. This is just something I'm thinking. I'm just thinking in football these days, the pressure that our manager's under is so excruciating. Look at his face. Look at him.
He knows that he's under pressure. That's why he's cup seriously.
He's self-inflicted, though, Kenny.
Of course he's self-inflicted.
He's self-inflicted.
Yeah, but even
so, that on himself.
The pressure on this man, right, is going through the roof. I promise you, it's going to go through the roof.
Can I ask you this one, Kenny?
Yeah.
Guys, Lee, chat, whoever. Do you reckon? I've not been sitting here listening and talk, and the great points you guys have been putting. Do you think maybe, regards to Odegaard, do you reckon Berta might in the background have said to Arteta, "Look, you've got to change this up. It ain't working."
Jez, I'll answer that. This is when we bought Eze, I said, "Oh, this is going to be interesting because now there's going to have to be a decision made." And we all saw how that played out the first part of the season. And of course, Odegaard got injured. JB, what did we say when Odegaard got injured? So he's going to come right back, walk right back into the team. Doesn't matter who's doing what. He comes right back into the team. We have trouble. As soon as he comes back out of the team, we go on a win streak. Comes back in the team again, we have trouble. So
almost like he's the problem. But who's playing him? The manager. So he's the actual problem.
But see, now the difference with it now, Lee, goes back to the point Kenny made. Manager knows that his ass is on the line. And because now that his behind is on the line, he's like, you know what? Before I fall on my sword for you, you're going to have to go over here and sit down because ultimately I'm the one that got to answer for it.
Yeah, fine.
Like I said, Mikel, he can look, he looks dumb, but he's not dumb. And so
everything Mikel does is premeditated.
Yeah, premeditated.
Why did he bring Setford on yesterday? What was that all about? Why didn't Salmon probably should have started.
Why did he put him on at half-time, Lee, Setford?
Yeah, why did he bring him on with 5 minutes to go?
Well,
that was like bringing Ethan on at Brentford for 5 seconds.
No, that was like the kid at the young man he brought in the Champions League. That was it. What was it?
Yeah, that was Salmon. That was Salmon.
That was Salmon. For 2 or 3 minutes.
He brought him on yesterday as well. Why didn't you start him or bring him on at half time?
It's Wigan, baby. It's Wigan, isn't it? It's Wigan.
Yeah, but 5 minutes to go, Kenny. You bring that goalkeeper on. Why didn't you bring him on when we were 4-0 up at half time? You could have said, fuck it, put him in goal. There ain't no way they're coming back.
Not Salmon, the striker. The young striker.
Oh, the young lad up front, yes.
The Chattanooga I'm talking about.
Yeah, we've never seen him again.
Yeah.
So why didn't he bring that goalkeeper on at half time? Why was it only for 5 minutes? Why did he bring Ethan on? Yeah, why? Because he was the youngest player to appear in the Premier League. Nice kick about with the boys because he got rattled by Ivan Toney. Yeah. Like, fair play to the lad. Like, listen, he's playing for Arsenal. He's 19. He's on the pitch. He must be fucking buzzing his nuts off. Then he caught the ball straight away in a fucking duel. Then got the ball, give him a bit of confidence tonight. That's cool, yeah? But why not do that at half time?
I'll tell you why, Lee. I'll tell you why. Right? He ain't going to do it at half time. We're only 4-0 up, right? He's not going to do that because he doesn't believe in the Kai, in the fact that we're going to end up winning 4-0. He did it purely and simply to say, there you go, Stepford, have a go. Go on.
Do you think that comes back, Jezza? Yeah, to the fact that
he doesn't believe in the kids. He's proven it. Right. What you just said is, why didn't he bring him at half time? Because he's still in his walnut brain that Arteta's got, right? Didn't believe the game was done until
if we concede a couple of goals with him in goal, then all of a sudden it's a bit of panic station and shit. And this is the thing, This comes back to the Per Mertesacker thing. Per Mertesacker's leaving this football club.
Yeah.
He's seen Ethan and Wary get loaned out after coming through. Yeah, he's seeing Skelly, midfielder, playing at left back and barely playing because Calafiori's his guy. Yeah, he's seeing Dowman get injured. Fair enough, that was before. Yeah, but Dowman's barely played when he has been fit. Yeah, and it's like Per Mertesacker's probably getting fucking up with it, which is why when you look at this Odegaard fit stuff, when you see Declan coming out with some of the stuff he said on camera, like when the cameras are on him, when you see Ben White having a go at Madueke, when you see some of these other players having a go at each other, and you see some of these fucking stunts, oh yeah, I've always wanted to play Saka in the 10. Well, why didn't you do it when we played Port Vale? Yeah, why don't you do it then? Yeah, because you brought him on in that game. So why don't you fucking put him there then? Yeah, when we're 5-0 up against Leeds, why don't you put him in the 10 then? Or when we're 3-0 up against Forest, why don't you put him there then?
Can I put on my conspiracy theory hat for a second? You know me and you like good conspiracy theory.
Yeah, no, it is.
Especially me and Lee, we talk conspiracy theory all the time. Is there a world where Tony Adams got word about some of the feelings about one Mr.
100%. 150%. I'll tell you one thing now. Tony Adams.
Thank you, Kenny.
Tony Adams has got 10 times more respect than Martin Keown will have and Ian Wright. The English players will go up to Tony Adams and say, can I tuck you in? Declan Rice will consult Tony Adams. People consult Henry. There's no way that some of the players, through their agents or directly, will consult, because at the end of the day, they're in a championship situation. Henry's won a title. Look, I've got this mantra, right? Say you're a fast bowler in cricket and you're having problems. I'll go and call Dennis Lilly, the best fast bowler. They say the best fast bowler that's ever played, where he's Australia, West Indies, Dennis Lilly. Just like if I'm Declan Rice and I'm in the title race and I want to talk to Paul Merson and Tony Adams and Thierry Henry because they won titles at Arsenal. You know what I mean? I might want to talk to Martin Keown, but Martin Keown might go and report me to Arteta. But so 100%, it happens. You cannot, tell your ex-pro what's going on in the club. Regardless of whether Mikel says, I don't want them around because they're poisonous or we should keep it in-house. No, it doesn't work like that. Life ain't like that. For instance, I've got an example going back for 26 years. Remember Gaza when he got left out at the World Cup? All in Lee, Jez, DJB, Matty, you would remember, even though you were in the States, you heard about it.
Crazy decision.
Within 5 minutes, all the ex-England internationals, all the players knew what happened and what Gaza did and how he reacted. Aaron Redknapp knew.
He fucking smashed the hotel to pieces. He smashed the office to pieces.
People were phoning up when it happened. The situation of Aubameyang and Arteta. Henry would know about it. Adams would know about it. Merce would know about it. Even Keown would know about it, because that's what people do. They talk and talk and talk, because at the end of the day, if they got a problem in football, they've got a problem with a manager, they'll go and talk to someone who's got experience.
Yeah, and the thing that winds me up, I'm going to grab these super chats in a minute. The thing that winds me up, right, football, albeit it's a global sport, there's clubs in every country pretty much around the world, if not all of them. Yeah, everyone knows each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because just because I play in England and you play in America, mate, it don't mean that we don't know a player that's mates or a mutual friend, or the agent might be the same agent or mates with your agent. They're all in group chats with each other. They all play internationally. Yeah, Vinny Jr. plays in the same fucking team as Gabriel Martinelli and Gabby Magalhaes and Gabby Jesus. Yeah, Joe Linton's in that team, but he plays for Newcastle. You know what I'm saying? Messias Cunha's in that team. He plays for Man United. Yeah, these people are probably all in group chats with each other. Yeah. Then you've got French players that like that go Saliba, for example. Saliba goes to French international duty. He's got Camavinga, Tchouameni, Mbappe, yeah, Dembele, like all in group chats. Yeah, this is why
3 years ago, Lee.
Yeah.
Right, they might all have StreamYard accounts. They don't publish.
They're probably watching the streams, Jez.
They probably do. I'm convinced they probably do. They don't comment. They're not going to subscribe or whatever. You know what I mean? They probably contractually aren't allowed to. But I guarantee you, they're in a group chat, right? And I said this 3 years ago. The fact they might have StreamYard, they don't have to publicise it. They can go private, have a bing bang bosh, and talk about it privately and say, nah, fucking don't go and play for that manager. He's shit. He's a wanker.
They'll do FaceTime on their phone or WhatsApp messages, voice messages.
More than likely. And the fact is, right, yeah, at the end of the day, that is what it's now in the modern world. Yeah, it may even be as subtle as they pick up the phone and say, hello, mate, how you doing? Yeah. Oh, fuck me. The guy's an absolute prat. Yeah. Fucking Odegaard, man. You can't make silk out of a sow's ear. He's shit. You know what I mean?
Shit.
You know what I mean?
That's true. It's true. Cabs says they don't watch this. They might not watch this particular show.
But, you know, I honestly do believe there's a problem between Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard.
I think so.
And, you know, the fact remains that you just say, mate, this guy, honestly, I work with him every day. Seriously, man, he's absolute dog crap.
It's a power shift, isn't it, Jess? There's a power shift in the camp. There's a power shift.
They're all competitive against each other.
Guys, come on. When, you know, in our daily lives, I don't work anymore, but you know, in our daily lives, we'd have discussions with God knows who, who doing what.
Jill in account, she's a right witch. Don't go fucking talking to her.
I had one this morning.
I thought you was going to say Gillian in account something else.
That's true, though. Pick up
DJ. It might have been, you know, me chatting to Kenny, like I said, fuck hell, DJ last night. What a twat. You know,
exactly.
But guys, I've got a gem.
I am joking.
But Jez, I've got a gem.
He was on the phone with me last night, slagging you right off, DJ.
Guys, I've got the gem. But I've got a gem. K.Cabs won when Gyökeres scored his goal against Leeds United. He went to the camera and he did this. So when you say the players don't watch this, why was Gyökeres doing this?
It might not be this particular show, but I'll give you another example. Why does Declan follow Troops on Instagram? Why does he follow me on Twitter? His last tweet on Twitter was the day he signed for us, 2nd of August, 3 years ago. Yeah, I set my account up on the 23rd of August. Yeah, I follow nobody. So why does he follow me? Why is he following Troops? Yeah, how comes the Chelsea players when CB Millie is out and about doing his Chelsea vlogs in America? Yeah, the players all recognise who he is. That one of them, I can't remember which player. Maybe it was Chalobah or someone. Chat, all you Chelsea boys in the chat, you'll probably remember this. Yeah, didn't he get one of the players in his comment section on a live TikTok, and it was officially the player? Yeah, they're young lads. They got loads of money and they got loads of time. They're in hotels half of their life. It was Fofana. There you go. £80 million footballer was watching CB Millie's TikTok live, commenting in the comments. Yeah, Gusto you see as well. Yeah, you see the players walking around. He was in a VIP lounge with Vinny fucking Jr. Who don't even play for Chelsea. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like people watch this, yeah, because that most of these players are under the age of 30. They've grown up on social media. I'm not saying they're watching this stream. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Big Steve's another one. Big Steve is another one. Yeah, Erling Haaland dragged him in for the fucking celebrations on the treble winning season. Because he recognised him. Said, Joe, you could come in the players' celebrations with all of us. Erling Haaland DMs him, talks with him on the phone. Like they do watch it. Yeah, and it's the same with Man United. We all know certain channels out there, players watch all their stuff. Yeah, but it is what it is. Yeah, but at the end of the day, that don't mean that we have to filter our opinions on them. When I did my fan cam after Brentford, I went fucking crazy at Nonny Madueke. I said, that headband's too fucking tight. You ain't Ronaldinho, loosen it. Yeah, and then he goes and puts in a good performance yesterday. I said to Eze, I said, I like you, mate, but it ain't all working out, is it? So you better fix up real quick. And he puts man of the match performance in. But actually,
all work out.
Yeah, I was like, all fucking works out, mate. Well, I'm not taking credit for that, you dickheads. Yeah, but at the same time, they do watch it. They see the clips. They see all the things doing the rounds. Yeah, they do watch it. They're going to watch it. They spend a lot of time alone in a hotel or with their teammate who they're sharing a room with in a hotel. All they're going to do is sit there scrolling on their phones or playing their Xbox or their PS5.
They're probably sat there, right, in a hotel room. No joke, right, when they're in Europe, you know, when we're in the Champions League or whatever. And they're probably 3 or 4 of them on an iPad just going, fucking hell, listen to this, fucking hell, that's fucking bloke there.
Well, Troy Deeney watches Arsenal social media because Troy Deeney's got beef with a certain someone I grew up with in the same part of Islington, and he said that a certain support fan, obviously from the same part of Islington that I'm in from, he says that the Arsenal players think that the guy's a bit of a T.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point as well, Bajuko. Yeah, when Troops and Aubameyang, yeah, he came up to Aubameyang. Aubameyang came up to him in Singapore. Came up to Troops. Yeah, he went straight up to him. Yeah, when he had him on the show on the Jamaica stream, he said he goes, "Oh yeah, I recognise this guy." Yeah, he goes, "I watch you and the guys. You're always going crazy." And he was talking about me, Matty Ola, you guys, whatever. Yeah. Right, for the podcast or the watch-alongs or both. Yeah. And I was like, fucking hell, he actually watches the streams or watches or sees the clips doing the rounds. It's like, it's fucking, man, that's a Aubameyang, bro. It's still smashing goals, by the way. Who knew? But they do, they do look at, they look themselves up as well, because at the end of the day, they get constant gratification everywhere they fucking go. They're idolized by everyone. Even Nonny Madueke, yeah. We sit here, I see it. I won't talk for you lot. I sit here and cuss him out because I don't rate him. When he puts in a good performance, I'll say he played well. Yeah, his goal the other night masked how shit he was, but that goal was a great header against Brentford. What a cross, what a goal. Yeah, and it was good football. 1-2 touch football, 1 touch cross, bang, panic goal. Yeah, put us in the lead and then they fucked it up after that. Yeah, but at the same time, if a player plays shit, I'm telling them they're playing shit. If they can't act that, they shouldn't be in the sport in the first place, because from the age of 14, 15, they've been told they're amazing at what they're doing. Nobody ever calls them out. And this is why, I like the fact that Declan fucking probably does watch all of this shit. Yeah, maybe not every single video, but he does look at Twitter accounts. He will look at YouTube. He will look at that. Yeah, and he does take accountability, whether it's lip service or not.
He needs to be careful.
Who knows?
He needs to be careful and take his time, because the thing about it is that you can express yourself like that, and everyone's behind you. But look what happened with Keano and Sir Alex Ferguson. When things are going well and when you're needed, he turns a blind eye to that. But when they don't need you and you lose your power, that's when they get you back. That's why Declan, as much frustrated as you are and as much as you want to win, just remember one thing: all eyes are on you if things don't go well. And remember, your manager, whoever it might be, will always think, why these players listen to him instead of me? I'm the big man here. He's challenging my authority. Now, if we think there's a problem with Odegaard and Declan, Odegaard must be thinking Declan's trying to take the captaincy from him and challenging his authority in front of the players. That's if there's a problem. We think there is.
Let me grab these super chats. I have TikTok, but I don't have to log in for it. I don't run it. I don't do anything. I don't even know if my boy's doing anything on it for me anyway. But yeah, 100%. 100%. He's obviously searching his name and reposting his own edits. Harry Maguire does the same shit on Instagram. He posts his stats out. Yeah, so he would have seen Rants and Said and like all the other Man United accounts talking about him. They all see it, bro. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you have to filter your opinions to bow down to these fucking players. If they're playing shit, call it out. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'll give you another example here. Yeah? Right, Valverde has been captain of Real Madrid for I can't even remember how long now. He came out after a 4-1 win at the weekend, yeah, and said, "I've not been a good captain." His words. I have not been a very good captain. I need to do more. He's the captain of the fucking biggest club in the world.
But see, Lee,
He said, my performances are not being good and the spotlight's always on me because I'm the captain. And I have to take the heat for that. And I have to look at my own performances. And I've not been a very good captain. Yeah, he has been shit this season. Absolutely spot on. Valverde has been dog shit all season. Yeah, but accountability. But he has to have that because the fans are on their fucking case every week. Yeah, if you go on Real Madrid Twitter account when they drop points, yeah, or get knocked out of a cup or lose a game, whatever it may be, every single comment, bar maybe one or two, is cussing them. Anyone who's glazing them, yeah, and gassing them up gets absolutely cussed for glazing and gassing them up. Whereas with us, if we lose a game, yeah, and I comment, yeah, 99% is sucking the club of, oh, heads up onto the next, don't worry, and then we get cussed for doing it. Then it's like, hold on, mate, it's fucking upside down here. If you lose to a team you shouldn't be losing to, right? I'll give you the best example of this here. We dropped points to Brentford, Sunderland, Forest, all the way. If we had won all of them games, we would be 10 points clear right now. You're telling me we can't beat Sunderland away when we're 2-1 up in stoppage time? You're telling me we couldn't beat Nottingham Forest away? Yeah, you're telling me that we couldn't fucking beat who was the other one I said? Brentford. Oh, but they're tough places to go. No, they're not. We're the best team in Europe, apparently. 8 out of 8. We're top of the league. We've got all singing, all dancing, super duper Mick. We've got brilliant defence, brilliant keeper, brilliant Declan, brilliant Saka. We've got the best captain in the world. You know, we've got the finishers coming off the bench. Jesus is back. 29's available. We've got all these players. We can't beat these teams. Get out of here, man. So the standards that this fan base en masse, not all of them, but en masse, hold this club to in terms of the quality of what we have. Then when it don't adhere to that, then why can't I call that out then? Because you've put them up here, but we can't beat Brentford away. Why? Why can't we beat Brentford away? Why can't we beat Forest away? They just sacked Sean Dyche, mate.
But Brentford, I think Brentford were better than us.
Oh, they were better than us because we didn't do the basics, Kenny, as you always say. Yeah? But you're telling me when we go to Nottingham Forest away and we could have gone 9 points clear, that we had one good chance in that game, and that was from a Saka header. The keeper made a mad save. Other than that, what did we do in that game? See, that was after we just watched Man City lose. But we didn't even try, Kenny.
But that's the next
forget
level.
Man City game at home. Forget Liverpool home and away. Forget Man United, yeah? They're teams you can lose to, yeah? You can lose to anyone, but they're teams that you go, yeah, they're tough games. Nottingham Forest down the bottom of the table, when we could go 9 clear, just seen City lose, and we do that.
Their cup final. The problem is that you see nothing yet. All right, Brentford are going to be the best team we've played against this season. But I'll tell you now, I'm going to go Sir Alex Ferguson on you. There's going to be teams who are going to be desperate, are going to raise their game by percentages we haven't even heard of when they play us. Because I'll tell you one thing, they respect Man City, but they don't want us to win this league. If you think Brentford was, you've seen it.
Nobody wants us to win the league.
But what you're going to see is the team's going to raise their game.
You wait the Spurs.
You wait Spurs. Wolves are going to raise their game. What about Everton when they come to us?
West Ham is there as well.
You know Everton are going to put 10 men behind the ball and be comfortable with our set pieces. Chelsea, Rossenior, he's going to want to have another crack at us.
Bournemouth. Yeah.
At home, we all struggle.
That's right after the cup final as well.
Fulham's in there as well.
Trust me. And especially the London games, the away games, teams are going to be trying to stop Arsenal win this league.
And the thing is, it's all well and good looking at the fixtures on paper and comparing it to Man City's fixtures on paper. Yeah, you don't know what form the team's in at the time you play them. Yeah, Bournemouth are second in the form table, level on points. In fact, they're joint top with Man United in the last 6 games. They got 14 points out of 18. Bournemouth.
Brentford was above us, by the way.
Yeah, so in Forest are level with us. They just sacked Sean Dyche. We took 9 out of 18. Yeah, they've sacked their manager. Yeah, player power.
Player power, weren't it?
Yeah, let me get these super chats. They've stacked up for a minute. Yeah, big up to Andy Hart, bro. Over at Chelsea, so we'll do them again. Unfortunately, we'll have to save that for the quarterfinal. In fact, get Chelsea in a final because they're shit at Wembley. Yeah, they've been shit for years at Wembley. Bring Chelsea on in the final. Big up, bro. Big up for another one. If I was in the FA Cup, Birmingham and Leeds would have been 5 versus 5. Strong tackles, proper cup game end to end. I ain't seen that. I ain't seen any of the games.
You see
man.
Newcastle, Aston Villa?
I watched that. Yeah, I watched that one. I watched Arsenal. I've seen some of the goals from.
It's in the
I can't
Q
remember
League.
what fucking game. Yeah, I can't remember what game
Did
it
you
was.
see
but
the
one of
Wolves one? It was like a throwback on that pitch at Grimsby. Did you see all the mud and on that pitch, Jez? Did you see it? It was like
I think it was the Burton game. How Burton didn't score against West Ham was insane. I seen the highlights of that. Yeah, they should have fucking won that game. They should have beat West Ham.
You know what?
They didn't.
Big
up to Andy. Give the armband to Saliba. I think that means, or Rice. And get Odegaard out. Odegaard hopefully will be out. I think Andy's drunk, bruv. Your spellings are a fucking shit show today. What are you drinking, bruv? Yeah, were you on the fucking whiskey, bruv? Come on, big up Andy, bro. Raya's good, but get me Courtois from Madrid. That's the sort of keeper we need, man. But
he's
Madrid.
How old is Courtois? How old is he?
32.
34, 33, 34.
I think he's 32.
Thibaut Courtois is 33. It's 34 in May. He's still got another fucking 5 years.
So think with Raya. Raya for me he's still a good goalkeeper. But I know what you guys are saying, that when you look at a goalkeeper, and obviously, forget about what he was like at Arsenal, but when I see Schmeichel, Siemens, Lehmann, Petr Cech of Chelsea, even Van der Sar when he was at Man United, and I look at them, and Alisson as well, when Edison, I said, these guys are number ones. This is why they're going to win the league. I look at like Raya, and something tells me that we might win the league this season, but there's someone better. I like Raya, but I do think that there's someone.
And he'll win the Golden Glove for a third time in a row. So then on that premise, people go, he's the best goalkeeper in the league.
I know there's something about it that he's not. I look when I look at those goalkeepers I mentioned, I think, you know what, we're never going to score against them. I don't get that with Raya.
You know what?
Yeah, like Peter Schmeichel. Go on, mate. Go on.
You know what? I think what people have to understand is, and we've all lived through, players leaving and players coming in. And this new generation of fans are going to have to realize that you're going to have to let some players go in order to get better.
Yeah.
Even if we win the title this year, you're going to want to sustain that. You're going to have to want to sustain it. So what do? You go out and get better players. Because for years when we were in the Europa League, we kept hearing, oh, we got to do this and we get this and we get that. Well, we're actually competing. And so now if we win, some of these players, they've been here 7 years, 6 and 7 years.
Martinelli's been here for 7 years. 7.5.
We got people 26, 27, 28, 29. You have to start thinking about 2-3 years from the line. When you look at Man City, even though they were winning titles, Pep was sending them out of here, bringing in new players. If he could find a better player, he brought in a better player. You have to do that. Bayern Munich does it all the time. They consistently win titles and move players on and bring in new players. Real Madrid, there will be bodies moved at Real Madrid this summer.
Aspe.
Yeah, we used to do it when Wenger was here.
Yeah, we used to.
We used to do it.
Yeah, and then they got in the 2010s. It started getting real lax. He started.
So as soon as we moved to that Emirates Stadium, it's all gone south ever since, mate.
I think this season we will do it because we got a proper sporting director. And I think win or there's no draw in it. If it's just win or lose, players will be moved on. We'll have. And
that's what you should be doing. Look at Man United. They signed Berbatov. He gets the golden boot. He's in and out of the team next season. The third season, they binned him.
Yeah.
Berbatov. He was fucking insane.
Straight stole him.
Yeah, there was somebody in the chat a minute ago put a comment up, but I can't find it now, saying, look at before fucking social media. Players never used to go knee slide in the corner flag and fucking give it all the big and with celebrations. Yeah, they're scoring the goals for themselves. It's all for their Instagram posts, bro. Yeah, why are these team huddles a big thing in football now? Why? You've just done an hour in the dressing room in the lead up to the game. You've had a team talk from your boss. You've already got the plans implemented.
It's the fact because
now everyone's doing a team huddle. Then they go and have half time, come back out, and you have to wait.
You do the same huddle.
Yeah, but it's all about social media and getting fans on side. That's what football's about these days. Everything's for show, And then think about it. Another thing as well, the cameras are there. And,
But that's all it is. It's all for show. Players posting their own stats out, for fuck's sake. How about do better? Yeah, I'll give you an example of this, yeah. And I do need to wrap in a few minutes because Barca kick off against Girona and Coventry Wolves. Coventry Middlesbrough, sorry. Fat Frank's bottled it.
He's bottling, huh?
He's bottling it big time, mate. Middlesbrough top.
Oh, shit.
They're playing each other tonight.
Coventry goes back on top if they win, though. But
they're 2 points clear of Coventry.
They were
8 points clear, 9 points clear.
Yeah. Before you wrap the show up, right? I think it's an absolute disgrace, and I'm sure Matty, you, yourself, DJ, Kenny will agree with me on this. I think it's a disgrace. The oldest English Cup trophy is not now available for everyone to watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is criminal.
Yeah,
Look, I had to watch it on Amazon Prime, which gives me TNT Sport. Now, there's a lot of people out in England, right?
But you know what?
Who are not privileged enough to have Sky Sports or TNT Sports because they can't bloody afford it. And I think it's absolutely shameful.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually on Friday contacted Sky to say I want to get rid of Sky Sports. I want to get some other channels because it's too expensive. You know, it went up to £125 a month.
Oh no! Fuck off, Jez.
That's about right, though. That's about right.
125 quid a month.
That's about how much everyone pays now because what they're doing
for Sky Sports.
Yeah, because
that's without TNT Sport.
No, hang on. That's Sky TV
package. Yeah,
Sky TV. I had Sky Cinema, which I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
Right. I had Kids TV. She obviously set that up, and I'll bin that off as well. Right. And Sky Cinema. Right. And I thought I didn't even know I had that. I spoke to this lady at Sky, and I said, no, just bin it off. I just have the basic Sky package. That's all I want. And then she came up with a deal for 2 years. So it went from £125 a month without Sky Cinema, without Kids, whatever, without Paramount.
Yeah.
What's that about? I didn't even know I had that.
Hey, that's going to be the Champions League in 2 years' time, mate.
Well, no. I watch it on my legal channel.
Fair enough.
Your fully legal channel, you mean, Jez? Yeah, disclaimer.
My
legal.
Crazy.
It cost me £78 a year.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Right. And anyway, long story. So I got it down to 91 quid. Sky with Sky Sports. Right. Fair play. End of story. But I think it's an absolute shit show. The greatest English football trophy. Right. People cannot watch it on ITV and BBC One.
That is
it's shameful.
So Jez, how much do you pay for TNT, or is that all included with the package?
No, I don't pay. TNT on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. If you've got Amazon Prime, you get Premier Sports, so you get
TNT for free.
Yeah,
and that costs me no money a year. I think it's with my Amazon Prime package is £85 a year, which I pay for Amazon Prime. I buy a lot of stuff off Amazon, right? Then you get it with it. But anyway, I think it's absolute disgrace that the BBC and ITV have binned it off. That it's now on TN Blood or BT Sport. I think it's shameful. Shameful.
Yeah, but that's our football.
That's a
you know what it's
oh fucking hell!
You know what it's
in 20 seconds.
Too many cooking programs. Yeah, too many reality TV, and that's all they got money for these days. You know what I mean? ITV. I don't know who thought it was a great idea to have instead of having Emmerdale or Coronation Street separate, they had Corriedale. I mean, who watched that shit? What's that shit?
I don't watch it.
Sorry,
mate.
Del, what, they merged. They merged, Kenny.
So the characters, so instead of being in the cobbles, you went to some stinky farm in Yorkshire and they all met together. Oh, please. And some actors have been on Coronation Street, the other been in Emmerdale. I mean,
I blame loose women on the telly, mate. That's what I blame. I blame
not even
programs
fit
like
these
that.
women as well. Don't even fit as well. The fucking had better
Yeah.
days.
Anyone who's paying Sky Sports, anything, mate.
We
sorry.
better do what I do.
Yeah, well, yeah. So this is the thing, right? I get DAZN España. Obviously, I'm in a different country. Yeah, right. It's €29.99 a month. So that's about £26 a month. I get every single Premier League game.
What about you, Champions League?
Champions League? Dave give me the login details for Amazon Prime. So that's on Premier Sport. But that's if it's on a Tuesday game. They only have one team. Yeah, one game on a Tuesday with that subscription he has. Yeah. But then if it's a Champions League, mate, he's got his subscription where he is. So we just sync up backstage on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I pay Setanta Sport €1.97 a month.
Jesus.
€1.97.
It's
Yeah,
still going.
Yeah, I've just set my VPN up in Moldova and I'm in Moldova.
On BBC One, the FA Cup final will be on BBC One and ITV.
ITV. Yep.
Yeah.
But they can't be asked to show
No.
the prelim games from third
It's
round
embarrassing.
quarterfinals. This. I'm sorry, it's wrong. There's way too many people out there, and I know a few people, good old people, worked all their lives, right? Worked proper hard, and they can't afford to watch the games.
It's a fucking disgrace.
It is a disgrace,
show, man. It's disgusting.
It's greed, is what it is. It's greed.
Yeah, it is. It is. Listen, we are going to wrap this up. Girona have just kicked off against Barcelona. I'm trying to find a stream for this Coventry. Oh, there it is. No. Oh, yeah, there it is.
We should watch it on Sky, surely.
I don't get Sky in this country, Kenny.
Of course.
They don't have all that bullshit. Yeah, we don't get all that crap. All the games that I get from Premier League, they loop it through Sky or TNT, which is why it's about 20 seconds behind. But at half time, yeah, they don't do all the sit down bullshit. It just loops 15 minutes of adverts. Then at the end, it just loop the highlights. And then
you know what? You know, Big Frank, is his wife on Loose Women?
No, I don't know.
Is it still his wife? I don't know.
But I want Coventry to go up. I want Big Frank to go up.
Nah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Macclesfield 0-0 with Brentford after 33 minutes, by the way.
Penalties.
Yeah, Macclesfield and Mansfield final.
I'm watching that.
Could you imagine? That. No, but do you know what? Just coming back to the FA Cup thing here before we wrap, right? My mum don't watch football. She always watches the FA Cup final.
Yeah, I know.
She'll always watch the World Cup final. She'll always watch the Euros final. She'll watch some of the games Grand National. She never gambled. My parents don't gamble, but Grand National, they'll have a bet.
Everyone watches the Grand National.
My dad go down the bookies and he'll say pick ups and I'll fucking put all something.
That's what you know, like us go betting shops, and they used to say they used to have it all to themselves. But when the Grand National was on, they used to get the ump with them with what they call the once a year punters.
Yeah,
the casuals.
Yeah, 5 each way and all that.
Yeah,
but it's like the Carabao Cup. You don't have a League Cup final day. You have FA Cup final day. Everyone's out still doing shopping on League Cup. Some people say, "And it does." They won't even watch it. It's only the teams that are involved will watch the League Cup final.
Hey, you know what? We've done really well. We've done really well today. You know why?
Shoot.
We haven't wasted our time talking about some pork chop trying to get Mick Arteta give his son an autograph that he's going to sell on.
Exactly.
That's very true. Big up to Vegas as well, man. Big up Vegas Gunner. Maybe Arteta is finally tired of Odegaard not getting stuck in and beat on set pieces. Yeah, maybe if he wants, we can have a whip round and book him his flight to America now, because obviously he's ducking out of all this to go World Cup, isn't he? So
we don't want him.
maybe also if Arteta had got his act together and binned Odegaard last season,
I thought Lamine Yamal just scored. Oh my!
The fact the pressure's on the manager, he's now using Odegaard to get him out so he can save his own face, probably. But he should have done it.
That's what he does. That's what he does. Big up Vegas again. Berta is going to sell Kepa for 10 million this summer. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
wouldn't surprise me. Bless up Vegas.
Go for him.
And big up to Scotty. Last time Arsenal played Mansfield 1929, 2-0, bruv. We will be there again, Scotty. Listen, this show's always fire. Coventry are getting weighed in at the minute. It's all Middlesbrough after 5.5.
Hey,
6 minutes gone in the Girona game. It's end to end. Who knew?
Millwall is waiting.
Millwall were third.
They're waiting for
What's
West
across?
Ham.
Come on, guys.
Get the
Millwall.
Girona game on, mate.
Come on,
Girona
guys.
Barca,
All
get
of us Millwall away. All of us go Millwall away.
Do you know what?
we need them promoted. Just get them promoted.
Millwall are in a nice
promoted.
position, aren't they? Because if West Ham come down and Millwall don't go up, they get to play West Ham.
Hey, don't laugh.
If
right?
West Ham stay up and Millwall get promoted, they still get to play West Ham. So
I know for a fact, right? I know factually, right, that certain content creators, they're not going to be giving it a big Bertie bollocks, mate. At the new den, they'll get absolutely weighed in, mate. And you know what? There's only one entrance, one exit. Get out of there for away fans. So if you want to give it like a large, give it a big one. Say, mate,
the Ashburton Army, Kenny.
Yeah. Oh, they're so scary.
You've got no chance. I know one place where that flag will go if they try and get that in.
I big up Joe Linton for a super chat as well, man. Listen, Jezzo, always a pleasure, man. Nice to have you back. Now, what you got coming up? Shout your channel out, man.
Yes. Jez's Arsenal tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. After watching DJ B and Shano's great channel about the retro shirts. I love that channel. 6 o'clock. It's back with the old school show, and then I'm going to come up with a new show, which I'll be inviting guests on to chat about. Won't be every week, probably, but it's going to be called the Legends Show. We're going to talk about some of the great legends of Arsenal and other football clubs. So that'd be something new.
Great.
Nice one, man. Make sure you sub to Jezzo's pinned comment. So is DJ B. What you got coming up, mate? Always a pleasure, mate.
I think I've got the OGs tonight with Aaron. And then tomorrow, obviously, the retro and everything. Thursday, got a show going on Thursday in Kenny. And that's about it, really. And then Sunday is the Sunday sit back as usual. So all good. All good.
No, nice one, mate. This Girona Barca game is fucking relentless, 100 mile an hour at the minute, end to end, 0-0. Matty, always love, bro. What you got coming up, man? And nice to have you back as well. You missed last week as well.
Yeah, man. Well, likewise, brother. I'll be working Wednesday. Well, I'll be working Wednesday, but I will be able to be on for the watch along. I just have to do it from the hotel, but I'll be there for the watch along against Wolves, and then we'll be there for the derby this coming Sunday.
No, nice one, man. Pinned comment as well. And Kenny Ken 1972 is pinned. Always love Kenny. What you got coming up, mate?
Well, I'm going to take the dog out for a walk. And then take the dog out for a walk, and then obviously tomorrow I've quite booked because like the Guna show with Hoggy and Chris Hudson. I've been invited on by Dan to do that. So that's what I'm definitely doing. And obviously without a shadow of doubt, I'm going to be with Jez again. And Jez, I just want to say, like I said, we've been thinking of you, all of us.
Yeah.
All your brothers in the Rat Army, and we're always here. And that's right. And of course, I'm going to be at the North London Derby on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah. No doubt. Lee, we're going to do a fan cam with me walking up the high road, innit? Walking up the gauntlet. Don't worry, mate. I'll back it up the gauntlet. I'll back it. I'll be talking to Lee Gunner. The Spurs fans going, you talking to him? Yeah. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. And of course, I've got DJB on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, Friday.
I've got Mingle as well with Normski, with brother Normski on Wednesday night as well. Always a pleasure with Normski.
Hey, you know what we forgot? We seem to forget we actually got on one of the biggest games of the season on Wednesday.
Yeah, but you know what? We didn't even talk about Wolves and Spurs.
I talked about it.
I thought Spurs. I don't know why in my head. I thought Spurs was the 23rd. It's not. It's this Sunday.
No, it's just coming Sunday.
So give us a quick score prediction each, lads. Go on, Kenny. You go first. Go on.
Well, I think we're going to beat Wolves 2-0. And for the North London derby, I think it'll be 2-1 Arsenal. Spurs will play better, but I think we'll nick it in the end.
What about you, mate?
2-0 Wolves. and I'm leaning towards 2-1 Arsenal on Sunday.
So 2-1 to Wolves, 2-0 to Wolves, or 2-0 against Wolves.
No, 2-0 against Wolves. Pardon me if I misspoke. We'll win 2-0 against
and then we'll beat Spurs as well, yeah.
2-1. That could.
Well, that's not very positive. You ain't allowed back on again, mate.
Lead that.
We have to be negative, right?
Spurs could be a tricky draw because they're gonna play with a lot more pride than they played last time we played them.
Mm.
Yeah, true.
They're playing for careers now. They're playing for careers at Spurs now.
I'm in a situation, Lee, at the moment in the league where I just don't know what Arsenal are going to show up at the moment and what legs they've got. And but I reckon 2-1 at Wolves. I think Arsenal will nick it 2-1 at Wolves. It'll be scruffy, be similar to what it was like at the Emirates. The Spurs, North London derby. I think that's going to go 1-1. I think they'll cancel each other out on that one. I think Spurs will show up for that one. I think now that they'll use that to kickstart their season. Now Frank's gone out the door.
Interesting.
I can see that being a draw.
I'm going to go the other way. I think we're going to beat Wolves 2-0 to Arsenal, and I'm going to go. I think Tottenham are in such a free fall. I think we're going to beat them 3-0 at least.
Interesting. I'll give you my prediction when I see the starting 11s. So make sure you tune in. Because if Odegaard's back in that fucking team, mate. Yeah.
If Odegaard's back in, then I change it altogether.
Yeah, exactly.
No, fair. It's obviously a pre-match prediction. When we see the fucking 11s, it might change. Listen, I am doing the Girona Barca game, 12.5 minutes gone. It's end to end. This commentary Middlesbrough game's end to end, 0-0, 12.5 gone. So I'm doing both of them simultaneously. Why are Girona attacking? I mean, this team have won a domestic treble, and Girona have been in freefall, right? Just accept your fate, lads. I don't understand why you're not parking the bus.
I thought football worked differently than that. You know what I mean?
No, I don't understand why Girona are being so naive. Disgusting behaviour.
Crazy
on that bombshell. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Sub to all the lads. Follow Kenny on Insta. I'll be over on the other channel in literally 90 seconds. That's all set up, ready to go. Timer, scores, everything's all up to date. And yeah, man, we've got Mansfield away in the cup. Big up to Mansfield. However, Wednesday is more important than Mansfield right now. So listen, I'll be on the other channel in literally 90 seconds. Bless up to everyone who's subbed, shared, commented. Big up Joel Linton for the last 2 super chats as well.
Yeah, and, big up everyone.
Big up to everyone who has put them in. But yeah, I'm out. Love. Laters. Raid the other channel, yeah?
Take it easy, boys.
See you later, everyone.
See you.